Yo, I ain't sticking to the script stick with me. I wish there's a GP so they stick with me. Is all them nanny show they don't stick. You gotta stick up your ass so you can't stick with me. It's Silverstone, I hope the name sticks. Napenda vitu risky, wash a blunt, wash a stick. Off the record, ni better to click taje kwa ngoma nita snap ukisnick. Kona ni dai kwanza jifanye simp. I hope your pocket's full, walk around with a limp. Before I know your kink, give me a fucking drink. Then listen to some B-boy mix. Oh God, I'm such a fucking pimp. Every girl on toka kazi sangapi, fuck a shift. Emmanuel got you working over shift. Fuck a manual, nini this is stick shift. Sticker, chunga mnani chiga. Chigo no mechi, mnani chiga. Sticker, chunga mshani chiga. Chigo no mechi kali, I'm chigad. Sticker, chunga mnani chiga. Chigo no mechi, mnani chiga. Sticker, chunga mshani chiga. Chigo no mechi kali, I'm chigad.
I'm a hustler kwa street music zanga stick silver stone mingi nimesabu stick na nikitoka dangulo lazima nitumie stick kama pesticide wanadai ku stick nami slow boy wa Easter napendanga ku stone nami game yetu hakuna pressure twende slow mami double watch acha niende job sai jioni tani call mami aijapanda aijashuka beni stick chopper old school na window imepigwa tint ukidai unaza kuja na ma stick mingi stick kama ngiri hey Siri play Silverstone na MR neighbors wanadai tuna make kelele there's no space nganya imebeba mtoto alele namfunga mdomo akipiga makelele
sticker chunga mnanichiga chigo no mechi mnanichiga sticker chunga mshanichiga chigo no mechi kali I'm chigad sticker chunga mnanichiga chigo no mechi
Wagwan. Stick afternoon.
Chiga.
Grand rising.
Kali, I'm chiga. Sticker, chunga mnani chiga. Chigo no mechi, mnani chiga. Sticker, chunga mshani chiga. Chigo no mechi kali, I'm chiga. Sticker, chunga mnani chiga. Chigo no mechi, mnani chiga. Sticker, chunga mshani chiga. Chigo no mechi kali, I'm chiga.
Here, that is Silverstone Bars playing right here on the media of the 21st century, featuring the one and only Mr. Right from Brooklyn Boys. But I hope you guys had a beautiful weekend. Karibuni sana to another episode of the Pan-African Bliss. To everyone who's with us on all our YouTube channels, on the radio station, to those who are returning listeners on BeatSheet, on the network, and for those who are with us also on Spreaker, Spotify, whatever platform you're catching us live from, because as Blackout Fire, we're literally everywhere. This is the media of the 21st century. And today, of course, there's amazing conversations. A lot has been happening during the weekend, including, of course, the World War III, which you can say is the World War III. It has started. This is, of course, we've seen what is happening between the US, Iran, and also we can see what is happening in the UAE and so much more. But our main conversation, we shall be focusing as that happens. We have the Kenyan president who has condemned the strike on the UAE and Iraq. This is, of course, also a question. Should Africa be talking about these kind of matters? Because I bumped into a video of a Black American guy who was saying that when it comes to this kind of matters, Africans actually should learn how to shut their mouth because it's nothing concerning them. But if you look at it also economically, it concerns us. So we need to talk about it. But of course, apart from that, we're going to be discussing what has happened. Also still in the 254, I'm going to be starting with some news and updates coming from Kenya. That is where we have Safaricom, which is seeking forward to hide the phone numbers in M-Pesa money transfer text. And I'm going to be explaining why personally I want to talk about this. And I feel actually it's amazing. And it's going to create a lot of privacy. We also have, of course, Nigerians in Nigeria who are demonstrating about Iran's supreme leader being killed. Much more coming from that. We're going to be looking at how many leaders actually have been assassinated by the CIA. This is because of being overthrown by the CIA, literally, because of them trying to go against the World Economic Order. Because we know most of the countries or most of the leaders who have actually been deleted or eliminated from their position when trying to save their country is because they are going against something that actually should be connected to the World Economic Order. Much more coming from that. We're going to be talking about also a viral video that is currently circulating and making rounds on the social media platform of this Indian guy who actually terms Africa as the most praying continent. And we're going to be looking forward at that, because there's also this lady who says that most of the Africans, once they leave the African continent and they go to overseas, they get comfortable and they throw away religion. And this is because 90% of whatever they are praying for in the continent is highly provided in the countries that they have actually relocated to. And much more also coming. Still from the 254, we had one of the aspiring presidential candidates and an MP, I think an MP, member of parliament, who crashed on an accident. And this is actually linked to possible assassination as well. And of course, coming from the current regime of the country. And we're going to be looking forward to that if we're going to be having time to discuss much more on that. But before we get into it, a quick reminder, kindly download our app on the Google Play Store. Black Hot Fire Network is the name. Once you have the application on your phone, it's very easy for you to actually stay connected through our radio station. Better if you have an Amazon Roku TV or an Android TV, because our app is also right there. You just need to download it. And once you have the app, you're required to not give any amount of your money to sign in. It's free of charge. Listen to us via the radio segment or rather on the TV segment. We also have amazing organic supplements which you can get for yourself on the like of beetroot, ashwagandha, multivitamin, and so much more. But for now, I love sharing personally some brain and focus as we get straight to the conversations of today, because I'm heavy on critical thinking, because critical thinking has been completely lost within our community. So kindly stay tuned as we get started.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Very affordable price, but I'm going to start, of course, with what is happening in the 254 with Safaricom. And Safaricom, maybe for those who do not know, Safaricom is one of our money transaction platform. Literally also one of the platforms we use to buy our lines, our SIM cards, let me say that, our SIM cards. But mostly I'd say it's big on money transfer, because Safaricom, I think it's in how many countries? Let me see how many African countries. I think it's in Kenya, South Africa. How many countries have access of Safaricom? Yes, so apparently, yeah, Kenya and Ethiopia. Okay, so they're saying Safaricom directs network operations are primarily in Kenya and Ethiopia. However, through its M-Pesa mobile money platform and partnership, Safaricom, in conjunction with Vodacom or Vodafone, yeah. Let me zoom that. Yeah, Vodafone as a presence in 8 African countries. We have Kenya being the main one, and then we have in Ethiopia, which was launched in 2021. And then, of course, it expands all the way to Tanzania, because we do use Safaricom to withdraw our money there in Tanzania. We have the Democratic Republic of Congo. We have Egypt. Wow, I'm surprised I didn't know it was in Egypt. We have Ghana, Lesotho, of course, South Africa, like I said, Mozambique, and Ethiopia. So those are literally, I'd say, 8 countries like they mentioned. But and of course, they're saying M-Pesa is available all over 60 million customers across 8 African countries, with the brand now fully controlled by Vodacom, which is a joint of Safaricom. So recently, of course, it was bought, I'd say, by private shareholders, who, of course, we know who the private shareholders are. But leave alone that. A problem we had in 2024, to be specific, was and which I don't think it's going to change much despite this. In 2024, most of the abduction, actually, I'd say people came to discover it was Safaricom that was giving people's details out, your name, your location, and a lot of details. Literally, Safaricom was accused of working together with the current regime and exposing people's homes, exposing people's contacts, and so much more. So recently, of course, that was, I think, during the weekend too, I saw someone complaining about Safaricom and how they need to find out how to hide the names. And it's crazy because this has just happened, or they're looking forward to do it. Because personally, do I have a problem with that? I do have a problem with that. I do have a problem with that when it comes to tribes. Because when personally I send money to someone, or maybe I'm withdrawing my money from a Safaricom shop, the first thing you're asked is which tribe are you? Which personally, I do hate that talk. Don't ask me which tribe am I. I am Kenyan. Be satisfied with that. But also something else is also to do with the number. The number actually is never hidden. We should be actually very, very important. I feel like when you send money to a stranger, or when you're paying things, let's say you're just doing your local grocery shopping, your name should be hidden. All that needs to display itself actually is the name, according to me, if I was asked. But yes, they're saying Safaricom has received the regulatory approval from the Central Bank of Kenya to introduce number masking on M-Pesa messages, a long-awaited privacy upgrade that will limit how much personal data users expose during transaction. The company explains the update will conceal a sender's full mobile number when customers pay merchant till and pay bill accounts, showing only partial digitals. Safaricom adds the merchants who need the complete number and will have to request it within the system, and customers will choose whether to disclose it. Safaricom says the changes address a long-standing privacy gap in Kenya. Most use payment platforms, and for years the phone number has doubled as an identity and an account reference, and a convenient way for merchants to track customers. The operator explains that the masking loosens the tight link, reshaping how people relate to another inside everyday digital payment. And the regulator approved the rollout in February, closing months of internal engagement between Safaricom and financial authorities. The central bank also explains that the move reflects the data minimization principle in Kenya Data Protection Act of 2019, which was never followed in 2024. So please, which requires organizations to collect only what they need to deliver the services. This is good for the customers, of course, and maybe for customers and the business, whatever, the business people. But I'd say still, this doesn't protect people from their details being given to the government, because the fact that it's only the number that is going to be hidden, your name actually still appears. I just wish you can just pay the money, let the money pop on your phone, and that's it. Because this is just too much. But just a few highlights of what is happening on that particular information. But moving on, we have this video that I want to share. We have the Nigerians. Of course, most of you are already aware of what is happening between the US and Iran in the UAE, the attacks, the missiles drops, and how many number of people so far have been killed. The reports are all that we're going to be discussing much more today on the Africa Today show. But Nigerians have been seen on the street demonstrating. And I always have a problem with Africans when it comes to us always being concerned with matters that don't concern us, because that's just the true fact. Why are we being concerned about matters that don't concern us? We've not seen Africans demonstrating about the DRC Congo, how the stealing of the wealth and resources, the raping of the women and children there, what is happening. Nobody's talking about what is happening in Sudan. Nobody's talking about what is happening in the northern parts of Kenya. Nobody's talking about actually the current situation that the Alliance Sahel state is facing, by where we're seeing America forcing itself in. We're seeing France trying to do whatever they can to force themselves back in. We're seeing jihadists literally advancing and taking places that is in Burkina Faso. Why isn't no one talking about that? Nobody's addressing that. But look at this. guys, so this is actually quite a shame according to me, because why aren't we seeing the same energy when it comes to other African countries? Why wouldn't you put the same energy about the killings actually happening in your own country, Nigeria? Because we know the US has set its foot there, and apart from setting its foot there, we've seen the, you know what Nicki Minaj say, the killing of the Christians and the killing of the Christians, literally. And you know, it's nothing to do with the Christians. It's even nothing to do with religion, literally whatever is happening in Nigeria. But Nigerians have not, or don't have so much boldness enough for them to demonstrate about it. And that's why I'm asking, should African countries even talk about this matter? Does this even concern us? And if it concerns us, maybe if it's in it should be in the terms of the economy, because the economy, the way these things are happening, people are talking about especially the price of oil. And I can imagine in Nigeria being one of the richest countries in terms of oil, how they're going to suffer. There's going to be a lot of not even what is it that there's no subsidizing the price of oil. Even Kenyans have seen themselves saying that we need to prepare because the price of oil is about to hike up very, very bad. But this is crazy. Let me know for you guys who are with us, who are with me right here on YouTube, on BitChute. For those who are listening via the radio station, do you think actually Africa needs to involve itself when it comes to these matters? Because personally, I feel like they shouldn't. And the main reason why is because we've not created anything for ourselves. Even if we try to talk about the same situations, we can't even go help the same countries. We have weak military defense system. We have weak military. Yeah, we have literally poor, weak-ass leaders who follow, again, whatever America says, the same way the rest of the world is following whatever America says. That is the same state Africa is in. The only countries, and which again I'm scared because of what America just did last week by funding the healthcare system that is in Burkina Faso. The only place I'd say that they are safe and they can actually talk about these wars that are going on is the Alliance Sahel state. But other African countries that are not independent should not even shouldn't talk because of this situation. Let me share this video which explains so much.
America captured President Maduro. In Libya, Gaddafi was executed after ditching the US dollar. In Iraq, Saddam Hussein was wiped.
So let me just pause on Libya, because when Libya was trying to do something for the country and for Africa, and as much as personally, as much as kids would not be happy to hear this, I like throwing away the fact that, and I shouldn't at the same time, but I like just overlooking that Gaddafi was an Arab. And again, I can't overlook that because he was an Arab. But we look at the main key points of what he did and was trying to do for Africa, and how many countries tried to stand up with him. There's none. Most of the African leaders actually, I bet if we go back to the real history, majority of them got scared the same way they're so scared about what the Alliance Sahel state is doing, because it goes back to questioning, if this country can do this and this in Africa, why can the rest follow suit? Why can't you work with so and so and so? Literally. So again, going back to the question, should Africa even address these matters? When it came to their own matters in the continent, they failed and they were not able to tackle them as a continent. 54 goddamn countries. So how dare you go address about what is happening between the US, Iran, and the other countries? That is just my question.
Out for his oil reserves. In Vietnam, President Diem and his brother were executed for politics far from home. In Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh was ousted for nationalizing oil. In Guatemala, President Arbenz was removed for imposing taxes on American farms. In Congo, Prime Minister Lumumba was executed for nationalizing uranium. In Cuba, Che Guevara was captured and executed for his socialist policies. In Afghanistan, the US trained locals to fight Russians until locals became the enemies. In Chile, President Salvador was overthrown for nationalizing copper. In Ghana, President Kwame was exiled for cutting off Western banks. In Grenada, General Hudson was captured and given a life sentence for aligning with Russia. Is America still the hero, or just the most powerful villain?
Exactly. That's a very important question. Is America the hero, or literally just another, or the most powerful villain? And I'd say actually the most powerful villain. But still, I kind of, again, is America the most powerful villain, or is Israel the most powerful villain? That is also something else. Is really America the most powerful villain, or is Israel the most powerful villain? Because at this point, personally, with the history I understand about the world historically, is Israel is the most powerful here. Literally, America is just backed by Israel. Backed by Israel. Because I think there's a video also circulating online of one of the Zionists from Israel when he was talking to Trump, and then you could see the uncomfortability of Trump. You could see it's like, yes, daddy, I'm taking orders. Yes, 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 Papa, I'm taking orders. That's what it's giving when the Zionist was talking to Trump. So it goes back to, which I think also people need to start questioning and understanding that. Is America really the most powerful villain, or is Israel actually the most powerful villain, whereby America just takes orders because it's backed by the most powerful villain? If that really makes sense. So leave alone this. So we have this, and of course you can see that is actually almost like close to 10 leaders, literally, or even more. I've not counted, but literally more than 10 leaders who have been assassinated, eliminated, deleted, whatever term you want to use, because they try to do something that doesn't go along with the most powerful villain, right? That is actually it actually sounds very nice using that, right? And it goes back to now where we've seen, which is our topic for today, we can see the Kenyan president condemning the strike of the UAE and Iraq. The question is, should Africa talk about this? Who is Africa to talk about actually what happens in the rest of the world when Africa itself is not capable of creating solutions for the problems created in their own country? Because the problems created in their own country, again, they are created by the same people. The most powerful villain, okay? The most powerful villains, who at this point we're looking at the two of them, but Israel remained the most powerful villain. But more explanation on that video still. I want to share these videos from TikTok, a bunch of them, which explains again where in Africa, almost 22 leaders, literally again, in Africa, 22 African leaders have been assassinated. This is since 1963, after they are resisting, after resisting neocolonialism and taking control of their country's resources from the West power. Because if you go back to also what is happening in Iran, we've been very following much on this story since, I think, even last year, since the beginning of this year. We saw when America was pretending that they were, going after Iran because of the drug traffickers and all that. Then a video actually popped of where we saw the U.S. Army literally seizing a certain ship that contained Iran's oil. So literally, again, another question. So let's look at that. Let me share this.
1963, more than 22 African presidents have been assassinated while in power, and many of them died after refusing to bow to colonial powers. Again and again, France directly or indirectly is linked to these killings. Here's the list. 1963, Sylvanus Olympio, Togo, murdered after rejecting the CFA franc and demanding economic independence. 1966, Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi, Nigeria, assassinated after pushing to unify his country. 1969, Abdirashid Ali Shermark, Somalia, shot after calling for Somali unity. 1972, Abeid Karum, Zanzibar, advocated socialist reforms, cut down. 1975, Richard.
I do the same thing. I'd say in Tanzania, they were supposed to be having another let me say similar to John Magufuli, because we also know John Magufuli was taken out. He didn't die because of COVID-19. He was literally taken out. Then they said it was COVID-19. They killed him. So I'd say in Tanzania, actually last year, there was a possibility of them having another John Magufuli. But you saw what Samia pulled, right? Like literally arresting all the other presidential candidates because They want a dictator, not someone who is going to save the resources, the economy, not educate the people, empower the people. That is not allowed. So again, the question remains to you guys listening. Is America the most powerful villain, or is Israel actually the most powerful villain here? Because Israel backs America. So let me know.
Ratsamandrava, Madagascar, sought to end foreign interference, dead after 6 days in power. 1975 Francois Tombelbay, Chad, posed French political control. 1976 Murtala Muhammad, Nigeria, bold critic of Western interference. 1977 Marine Ngouabi, Congo-Brazzaville, assassinated in suspicious crossfire. 1981 Anwar Sadat, Egypt, killed after a controversial peace treaty. 1987 Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso, the revolutionary who defied France, gunned down in a coup.
Of course, today we can see the resurrection of Thomas Sankara. It's Ibrahim Traore, who is actually taking the same direction, the same route, but they're trying to also eliminate him.
1989 Ahmed Abdallah, Comoros, murdered amid external meddling. 1993 Melchior Ndadaye, Burundi, the nation's first elected Hutu president, killed within months. 1994 Juvenal Habyarimana, Rwanda, his plane was shot down, the spark of genocide. 1999 Ibrahim Berme Nassara, Niger, shot during a coup. 2001 Laurent Desire Kabila, Congo, challenged Western exploitation, assassinated in his office. 2009 João Bernardo Vieira, Guinea-Bissau, gunned down by soldiers. 2011 Muammar Gaddafi, Libya, brutally killed after NATO intervention. 2021 Idris Deby, Chad, killed in battle against rebels. These assassinations weren't accidents. They destabilized nations, fueled civil wars, and kept Africa under foreign control. The legacy of these leaders and the violence of their deaths is a reminder. Africa's fight for true independence isn't over.
Exactly. What I keep saying. Africa's fight for true independence is not over at all. It lives. It continues. Like, it's not over. And that is something that people need to understand. Again, like I said, last week I was having a conversation with one of, I don't want to say it's my friend, but someone who just came to the studio for an interview. And then he ended up asking me, because he watches my show, he said that Kenya is a sovereign country because, we're independent. I said, we're not independent. Whoever lied to you. And sadly, again, I understand, because we've been so miseducated when it comes to our system of education. We've been lied to that we really acquired true independence. And even the worst part, I'd say, for example, Kenya, because I can't tell about the other countries, since, again, we're not taught also the history of other African countries, apart from just being taught a little bit of relations we have maybe historically when it comes to colonialism, not even colonialism, because we never even taught that. When it comes to missionaries, when it comes to the mineral resources, probably, in which we're given also hints of it, we're not taught how our first leaders really, what led us to independence? What are we even fighting for? That is something I've said also a couple of times. Our system of education does not tell us what were we even fighting for. How did we get, what were we getting independent over? For what was it that we were fighting for? And that's why you can see it is so hard for people even today to understand the current events of what is happening in majority of the countries, specifically in the continent of Africa. But again, this is not even about Africa. We're talking about what is happening, of course, in the UAE and the Iraq and Iran and all that. And of course, we have the Kenyan president who has condemned this. And that's why my question, again, as you guys continue to listen, my question for today is, should African countries talk about this matter? Because you can see there's been actually many assassinations that have happened, or deleting of leaders all along those years, but there's nothing that has changed in the continent, right? There's no any type of change where African leaders have sat down, tried to discuss the problems, trying to build a strong military when it comes maybe to them, because it could happen to you next. So how can we actually save ourselves? What can we do to escape the same path that, what could we do to escape the same path? But let me continue as we do this.
CIA's own website, where they admit that the US government was deeply involved in the overthrow or assassination of Prime Minister Mossadegh of Iran, President Allende of Chile, Arbenz of Guatemala, Diem of Vietnam, Lumumba of the Congo. And speaking of Allende of Chile, he was replaced by the terribly brutal dictator, General Pinochet, who was a great defender of Operation Condor and also oversaw the murder of tens of thousands of his people, and was praised by Secretary of State Henry Kissinger as a great defender of capitalism. I believe in national security, and I don't believe that US security is served. I believe it's jeopardized when our agencies overthrow or assassinate the leaders of other countries because they don't follow our policies.
The CIA broke up the civil rights movement and assassinated or arrested its leaders because after pretty much 20 years of fighting for civil rights, people were fucking fed up with asking an empire that didn't want them to have rights at all for basic human dignity. The civil rights movement began to move beyond asking an empire for civil rights and demanding liberation from that empire. Those are the voices that empire shot and arrested earliest. And then right after Martin Luther King started speaking out against the Vietnam War and speaking out against the brutal violence of empire, as soon as he started offering understanding and explanation of the perspectives of people fighting back against that empire, we shot him halfway through his work. He said so himself. It cannot be denied that great strides have been made by the civil rights movement. It also cannot be denied that there is a long, long way to go. Unfortunately, after we shot him, Fred Hampton, and Malcolm X, the US government got to whitewash MLK's image and teach him to the next 3 generations of Americans. So instead of being taught as a radical anti-imperialist who was gunned down in his prime, he's taught as a successful reformer who got everything he wanted. And it's some fucking bullshit. It's so despicable. It's despicable. And I know it's not the only despicable thing our empire has done, but this one feels like salt in a centuries old wound. Here was this man who just wanted to protect the most vulnerable, to give them power over their own lives. And they fucking shot him for it. Because in his desire for that ends, he started to come to, it's probably going to have to be socialism, huh? Mm-hmm. He started to say things like, riots are the voice of the unheard.
You know what I wish personally, even as I listen to this, I wish again, as much as we really have the Alliance Sahel states, that is Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali, which currently Mali has been actually sanctioned by America because of refusing to accept the healthcare money, the money to do this money that they're being given literally to African countries to do with health and all that, right? That is after Burkina Faso signed the $147 million deal to literally combat their health and all that. Mali has actually been sanctioned. So we're going to talk about that as we continue. But I'm saying I wish we had at least, you see, the same way America is considered the strong, the strong villain, right? I wish we had at least maybe DRC Congo, which literally, again, I keep on asking myself, how will Congo even ever be liberated from whatever it is going through? Because I'd say that is actually the most extracted, facing war country, leave alone even Sudan. Because in Congo, it's been going for decades, like for so long. So you ask yourself, like, which African country actually can come up, be strong enough to stand up for other African countries the same way America does? That is something that literally disturbs me. Why don't we? I mean, at least we have the Alliance Sahel state, but we're so far from where America is. We're really so far from where the Israel is. Which African country? I wonder. It cannot be Nigeria. That is our ex. No.
He started to say things like, we are faced with the fact that tomorrow is today, and that time itself is neutral, and can be used for good or horror. And so far, the people using it for horror have been much more effective than the people who say they want to use it for good. And, you know, there's reason for that. They're both imperialists. That's what they did to the staunchly nonviolent guy for asking for freedom. And then they taught us for 50 years, your option is obey or die.
Yep, because in Kenya currently we have a guy whose name is Menlik. Shout out to him for having courage. He says that the universe, for him he uses religion, but I'm going to say for him he says the universe does not use weak people. The universe chooses strong people to give out the message the majority have been lacking or need to hear, right? And he was criticizing the government and he was arrested for it. Actually, he called out, he was talking about trying to explain people how the current government is stealing from people with these affordable houses funding, and how the social health care system is not working, a bunch of things. So this guy actually was kidnapped, and that's what I'm saying, going back to my first conversation, we can't still trust Safaricom despite what they are saying, hiding the names, hiding the number. It's not going to work. The Safaricom has always been working with the government to literally snitch out on people. Because how did that guy actually get arrested? How did he just get arrested? He's somewhere literally in the villages there. All he does have is just a smartphone with a bad camera, and he just called out the government. And that is what exactly this guy is explaining. They don't want people who actually can criticize. They want people who can obey. They want people who can obey what you're saying. Karibu sana, Keith. How you doing?
Dr. Sana, of course the government, they've all actually all lines from Safaricom. Of course.
Karibu, we're talking about the current situation that is happening between US and Iran, and of course the UAE.
I told you guys what was going on. And let me say, Karibu. I told you guys that we were going to attack Iran. I told you guys last week. You already knew this. But shout out to the Iranians for understanding this. And listen, everything white people tell you, it's a lie. Oh, we're going to die at peace and peace. Now, you African morons, you better learn this. Been trying to teach you this. So they were already preparing for this war. So these wicked, evil, pedophilic, psychopathic baby eaters just launched a strike. Iran knew it was coming, so they murdered their leader. They murdered their leader's daughter, his granddaughter, and his son-in-law. Just murdered all these people. Murdered all the top leaders of Iran. Murdered all of them. But they have a structure, knowing that everybody's going to be murdered, they were going to put other people in position. And so what you see now, them attacking Dubai, them attacking Abu Dhabi, them attacking Bahrain, Qatar, and goddamn right, fucking Kuwait, fucking Saudi Arabia, and all these other boot-licking, handkerchief-head countries with these fake-ass royal families that were created by white people to begin with. There are no royal families in the Middle East. Those are white fake Arabs that the other white people propped up. And Iran knows that. So now, shout out to them. See, America fucked around and found out. Thank God. So, because you got the most wickedest motherfuckers. Remember, they control all the media. So all your dispenser media, like he's up there talking about, oh, we had to kill them. They're the most wickedest people on the planet. The baby eaters, the baby fuckers, the kidnappers. They're the ones telling everybody else is evil. So Iran can hit the American military bases. They should take this time, without no doubt, make Israel a parking lot, turn to nothing but absolute rubble. And we know Trump was pushing it because everybody, them files, there'll be some more shit released from those Epstein files. Because Iran got them. And they're horrific. So get ready for that in the next few weeks. By the fake white people. Oh, these not real. They're real. A Trump ass. And the rest of these wicked motherfuckers. Right? So we know Trump was pushing this because he doesn't control shit. Through the Rothschilds, Israel controls the West. England, France, the United States, Canada, they control all these fake countries. So the military leaders, let me say this. The military leaders told him, don't do this. We're not prepared. We don't have enough we don't have enough supplies because we've been supplying Ukraine. We don't have enough We don't have enough missiles. We don't have enough bullets. We don't have enough nothing. And we're not a manufacturing giant. See, World War II, we were a manufacturing giant. China makes everything now. Think China's gonna keep making us, giving us shit? No, we don't make nothing. So the generals told you, don't do it. We can't supply a elongated war. We're gonna run out of bombs. We're gonna run out of bullets because we don't make shit. Go ahead, Joe. What you gonna say?
Exactly. I was asking, my question of today is because we have, the topic is the Kenyan president condemning, of course, what is happening, and him being the first African leader to talk about this. The question was, should Africa address the situation happening in these countries? And apart from that, is America actually the powerful villain here, or is Israel the powerful villain? Because we know
they're both. They're both. But not the people of America. People of America did not want the war. 90%, but they don't. 90% of Americans don't want this war. Yep. So we know that they've been taken over by Israel, Jim. So the Constitution right now, Trump is a war criminal. He doesn't have the right to do a war. He's doing a war. You got to go to Congress to do a war, Joby, in America. He didn't ask Congress. He just unleashed the war because his Jewish handlers told him, you better get it done. You better get it done now.
Exactly.
So that's what's going on because he's Epstein filed, because he's evil, wicked. We know Trump is a fucking babies. We know Trump is doing all kind of wicked shit. We know Trump is a fucking moron. He's not no billionaire. Everything he's done has been a failure. Mm-hmm. So remember, he's propped up through their media, through their Israeli-owned media. And that's not no anti-Semitic. Everybody should know now they own all the media over the planet. So they're making a narrative, oh, we got to get the evil first. Now, we attacked them. They didn't do nothing to nobody. What was Iran doing to anybody? Nothing. And all the little flunky states, all the little fake Arab states around there, your fake ass Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Qatar, Bahrain, Iran. Burn them down to the ground. That's what I told Joby. When you got enemies around you, what you're supposed to do. I told you got self state. Nigeria's an enemy. Gabon's an enemy. You're supposed to go to that ass and do what needs to be done. Africans don't understand war. So Iran, I'm telling you right now, Iran's not going to lose this war because America doesn't have the materials, the manufacturing capacity to keep the war going. So as Israel, Iran was smart. It stockpiled weapons forever. Remember, all our weapons were going to Ukraine. So we're out of weapons. So they're just waiting. So they wait for America to start running out of weapons, which they will, out of ammunition. And then Iran is going to bomb the fuck out of all your American bases. They blew up the one in Iraq. So they're going to bomb it all. The smithereens, bomb it all back. Take Dubai and blow that motherfucker off the map. So you're going to take that shit, all you tourists, you got nowhere to get out that evil ass UAE, all of it, from Dubai, Abu Dhabi, all the UAE. Iran blow them shit up. Oh, that's what you stupid Sudanese should have been doing. But like Africans, you're always too weak and thankless to actually build shit.
Personally, I still think this doesn't still make America the most powerful villain. Israel remains the powerful because all America does is just take orders. That's all they do.
Of course, yes.
There's a video circulating, making rounds on TikTok specifically and on Instagram of there's this Zionist who was in, I think, America or either Trump was in Israel, I'm not sure, one of the two. And then the way he was holding Trump and, talking to him, you could see the uncomfortability of Trump. Like, it's like being talked to like a baby. Like
Trump is a puppet. I've been told you that Trump is controlled by Israel controls the world through the Rothschilds, through their banking scams, Joey. The banking on the planet is controlled by these people. It is not real people. So all the money, and Trump being a failure and a moron, but white people believe anything. Trump is an idiot. He's never built anything. I try to tell you. Just like Africans all believe all these fake things. Oh, Bill Gates is another moron. Given money by the is not real people. All these fake billionaires. Elon Musk, another fake billionaire. A moron. So they've set up a system that if you believe these other people are powerful, when you're right, they control everything, Joe, from fantasy. And the videos came out, like I told you, Epstein's not dead. We knew that. But in our news, they know people know he's not dead. They say, oh, Epstein get hung. Oh, he got hung and blah, blah. This crazy nonsense. They're trying to make a fake narrative. Remember, they own the media. They want to make this fake narrative because everything's starting to come out. The narratives, the lies. So you're right, Joe. It's not really the main villain. Yes, of course. That whole place is wicked as fuck. They just got niggas talking about that. It's the Holy Land. You are a fucking moron.
No. Again, like you've said, it has to go back to, we have to go back to history of understanding how Israel even got to where they are and how they were being kicked out in several countries where they tried to settle because of their evil.
Being wicked, being evil. Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I was sharing videos which actually are explaining again the world leaders, not just in Africa, but the global leaders out there being assassinated because of trying to do, because you know what is happening in Iran is all about resources again.
Of course. It's about resources, Joe, but also them falling under the order of the Rothschilds, putting a bank. They don't have a Rothschild bank, Joe. The banking scam is not in Iran. They got rid of it when they overthrew the puppet in 1979 called the Shah. They overthrew his ass and got that. Because remember, the Rothschilds are rocking, but they overthrew a duly elected president in, like I said, about the resource in 1953, because he said, "No, what our oil money?" Imagine this, Joe. Leader says, "Our oil money is going to go for us and our people, not you white people in the West." I said, "What? Your shit don't go to you. We're going to overthrow your ass." Of course, he was overthrown, and they put their puppet in. The puppet lasted for 20 years, and then the people of Iran overthrew his ass. And so the last 47 years, that they've not been able to get back into Iran with all their coups. They tried to coup, tried to kill all these people. And when they finally got the leader today, Saturday, they murdered him. But they had 47 years to design a country. Doesn't matter who you fucking kill, because they got a constitution, they got succession, and whoever gets killed, this person steps up. That person gets killed, this person steps up. So you couldn't destroy the country because it's not ruled by one person. There's a constitution that they follow. And that's why the Iranians are in the street now talking about, we need our goddamn nuclear bomb. Because remember, that's the only thing the white people understand is savagery. That's why they'll never invade North Korea, because they got a nuclear bomb. So listen here, we need our nukes. And that's all we're going to understand. So Iranians got something to fight for, because you invaded their country, blowing up, you done killed innocent kids. Remember, they blew up a school. They don't care. These psychopaths don't care about that. They want to say, oh, look at, yeah, you got the British and the Europeans talking crazy. Oh, Iran started attacking their neighbors. Their neighbors have American military bases that help with the strike on them. You see how psychopath these people, they think they can just shoot and kill you and you're not supposed to respond to them. This is the European. This is how fucking insane they are. They got the nerve to come out. Iran is attacking Abu Dhabi and Dubai and Bahrain, because those military bases from those fucked up countries facilitated the bombing of my country. And they're going to get this work. Shout out to you. I said, Iran, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, make the UAE a fucking graveyard. Them Arabs are scared as fuck because they don't got no real military. You destroy their ass. Bahrain, you destroy. Qatar, you destroy. Kuwait, you destroy. Now Saudi Arabia keep talking shit. You bomb the fuck out that fake ass kingdom too. You give them that work, Iran. Iran's all or nothing. I'll tell you right now, Iran's gonna win this conflict because America has no goddamn weaponry. Remember, you've been fighting, you've been giving it to Ukraine for 5 years, and you don't make shit. You don't make nothing. You don't manufacture like you did in World War II. See, this is why America could win World War II, because America was what? The manufacturing giant of the planet back then. So they can keep making missiles and bombs and missiles. Keep just cranking that shit out. That's why they can beat Germany and Japan, and these other countries, because America made all the weapons. Now it doesn't. You hollowed that out, you moron. So you can go ahead, Joby.
There's many viral memes currently being made by Kenyans. They're talking about how the president of China, King what? Jinping.
So the Pakistan is Xi Jinping. They're not gonna do shit.
They're talking about how Jinping is just somewhere watching, waiting for him to be attacked because he's so ready. Like he's so ready if the America.
You guys are stupid. They're not ready. Remember, isn't Xi Jinping and Russia ally? Why isn't China and Russia coming to the defense of Iran? Because I told you, he's a fake military. They can't fight.
They just condemned what was happening. Only
they just condemned. But as an ally, you're supposed to come help me, Joby. You're my ally. You're supposed to come fight with me. But they're not going to fight. I told you. If I told Africans, whatever time about, we got China, we got Russia. I told you. Don't ever put that in your cap, you morons. You start to build weapons to fight. To understand this, the reason why they're not going to be able to beat Iran because you got to have boots on the ground. And this, like I told you, it's a dirty secret. White people don't got enough people no more. They put boots on the ground nowhere. You can't win a war just by bombing people. You can't overtake a country just by bombing them. You must have boots on the motherfucking ground. That's why they want to put boots, complete war. But the African is living stupid. Like, he loves white people. They don't got to put many boots on the ground. They do all out war against, like the Sahel states. You must put boots on the motherfucking ground. Boots. And white man don't got the boots no more. That's why they couldn't control Kenya. Because they didn't have boots back in 1950s and 60s. That's why they had to do the fake banking scams and put the purpose in it. They couldn't go to war no more with Africa. Because they don't have enough people. Remember? It was about numbers, about boots on the ground. And so they can bomb the shit out of Iran, what they're doing, bomb them, but they can't take over the country. Because without boots on the ground, buddy, you can't take over shit. Now you can bomb on my shit and fuck it up, of course, but that won't change shit. You won't change me, and you won't put your fucked up bank up in here either.
Exactly. But let me share this video, which is explaining. I'd shared it at the beginning before I went to TikTok, and also others explaining also how African leaders, how they have been assassinated for literally, again, going against, because this video explains if America is the most powerful villain, but for me, I'd say America is not the powerful villain. If America plays the hero or the powerful villain, that's the question it's asking. But of course, we know America acts like the powerful villain, but not even powerful. But
Venezuela, America captured President Maduro. In Libya, Gaddafi was executed after ditching the US dollar.
Now, I paused on this to actually say that African leaders should not even talk about what happens outside the continent, because whatever was happening within the continent, you've not been able to do anything about it. When Gaddafi was trying to actually, again, make Africa have the same currency, number one, and whatever you're trying to do to Libya, the African leaders, if they cared about the problems affecting countries or other countries,
they didn't do nothing because they were scared. Remember, the 70 got all them tried to go up there, and the white man said, "You better kick your punk ass." You can look this up on TikTok. You punk ass puppets better take your ass back to your country and shut your fucking mouth. They don't got any power. They can't do nothing. They can goofy military. They got goofy militaries controlled by Captain Crunch and Kagame have real militaries? They don't.
Not Captain Crunch.
Saddam Hussein was wiped out for his oil reserves. In Vietnam, President Diem and his brother were executed for politics far from home. In Iran, Mohammad Mossadegh was ousted for nationalizing oil.
That's what I just mentioned. 53, they got rid of Mossadegh because Mossadegh said this oil is going to belong to our people. It's going to make us well. See, that's why African people are poor. Your resources go to benefit these parasitical, baby-eating pedophiles. Okay? Africa's not poor. You're poor. Also, you're cowardly. So when Mossadegh in Iran said this oil It's not going to benefit the British, the French, and the Germans and America. It's going to benefit the Iranian people. They said, oh, what? What is it going to do? What is it going to do? So, no, they overthrew him and they murdered his ass. They overthrew him and then they put their puppet in there for 25 years. And then the people uprose again in Iran. See, that's Iran. So Iran uprose in 79 and took back the country. And they've had the country now for 47 years. Them white people want the resources back. You get this? See, remember, Europe has the resources, guys. So you can explain, how's Europe richer than you? How's Europe, England, France, Germany, fucking Belgium, how are they richer than you? Oh, they make weapons and you don't. And they're savages and you're not. So they come to your country to overthrow your ass and take your resources to make them rich and to keep you in poverty. That's the name of the game. So without them overthrowing you, they go back to their pot. See, before the white man left Europe, they were all illiterate and poor. That's the history they don't teach you. Europe is poor, not rich. But you run, let me get to Europe, let me get to Europe. No, if you would have actually fought, overthrow your puppets, and regain your resources like Iran did, there's no more poverty for you. You understand that? Because you, especially Africa, you control every fucking thing. No other continent in the world controls everything but Africa. Imagine that. But you're too goofy with your tribal shit. You hate other Africans. So your backwardness and your cowardice has left you in poverty. Everybody knows it but you. Everybody knows you. Let me see what everybody knows. Everybody knows you. Caught up in goofy religions. This is not me talking. This is everybody knows. You're caught up in goofy religions from either white Arab or Allah or the goofy Christian. Oh, Jesus! You're too tribal and you're divided. You're the richest continent on the planet. Go ahead, Joe.
I'll share a video of an Indian saying that Africa is the most praying continent, which is crazy. A video that is circulating online on TikTok.
Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that's not. Everybody knows you're over religious, and you pray all the time, but you're the most poor. Pray all the time, you're the most underdeveloped. So obviously your praying doesn't work because you know what? SpongeBob ain't real.
President Arbenz was removed for imposing taxes on American farms. In Congo, Prime Minister Lumumba was executed for nationalizing uranium. In Cuba, Che Guevara was captured and executed for his socialist policies. In Afghanistan, the US trained locals to fight Russians until locals became the enemies. In Chile, President Salvador was overthrown for nationalizing copper. In Ghana, President Kwame was exiled for cutting off Western banks. In Grenada, General Hudson was captured and given a life sentence for aligning with Russia. Is America still the hero? Or just the most powerful villain?
The villain.
In Venezuela...
Literally, but they love playing the hero every goddamn time. America loves playing like they are the hero, saving the world and all that.
That's good. That's called propaganda. They're the villain because they're controlled by. So understand, America was taken over in 1913 by those banking families on Jekyll Island, Georgia. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, all these the bankers control the wars in the world. Not your fake politicians, not your fake president. The CIA and the Mossad were created by the bankers, who were the cats with the little hats. They cats with the hats. Control all these banking institutions, and they run the world. Okay? Not your goofy fake politicians. Those are all puppets. As Joby read 2 years ago, with email Rothschild told you 200 years ago, I don't give a shit who sits on the throne of a country. As long as I control the banking system, I control them. Told you that 200 years ago. Email Rothschild told you. I don't care what puppet sits on the English throne. What do I care? That puppet to me. I control the money. Go ahead, Joe.
Period. So let me share this video literally explaining how they bombed a school. It was a life over 50 children, school children, and
Yeah.
60 people are left injured.
We hit a girls' school. The missile that Israel launched unalived 50 girls and injured 63 people. After that, it was confirmed that the United States of America is conducting mobile military operations on soil. We have boots on the ground in Iran. This has nothing to do with the Iranian protest. This has nothing to do with
it's not like boots. That's nothing. That's she's talking about. They got CIA operatives on the ground. CIA and Mossad, but that's not enough to overthrow no country. That's CIA and Mossad boots on the ground because they were already in the country as spies. Same way you got spies in Kenya and everywhere else walking around. Shout out to the Iranians who blew up the CIA, the CIA base in Dubai. They blew that shit up. They knew where the CIA was at in Dubai. Blew that shit up. Lovely, guys. You better be
the Iranians.
Lovely. Go ahead.
Situations of nuclear weapons. This has everything to do with overthrowing their government the same way we did Nicolas Maduro. Except Nicolas Maduro didn't put up a fight. Now I'm seeing why. President Trump got on national television and told everybody, we will have losses. Losses are okay. That's what is usually associated with war.
Imagine, that's Trump. Oh my God. Trump is crazy. Oh my God.
But we will power through it. Basically admitting, I'm going to declare war on my own behalf, even though it's codified under Article 1 of Section 8.
Exactly, the Constitution. The Constitution can only declare war, not him. That election the country's been completely taken over. But I've been told you that. Where do you think they got the law to blow John F. Kennedy's fucking head off in broad daylight in Dallas in 1960? That was the Mossad and the CIA. That's a fact. And nothing was ever done about it. The country's been taken over since 1913. When President Kennedy said we're going to get rid of the CIA, we're going to get rid of this fake bank. Remember, that's why they blew his head off. He said, we're going to get rid of this fake ass bank scammed by the Rothschilds. That's got to go. So the Federal Reserve got this fake ass bank and the CIA, they must go. He should have kept his mouth shut and not said it out publicly. Should have said to, because you know he had spies all through his administration. Should have told his sister, hey man, you motherfuckers got control of the country. We got to get rid of this motherfucking CIA, but we got to keep it quiet and we got to get rid of this Rothschild bank. And when he made moves against that fucking Rothschild bank and the CIA, his fucking head came off. In broad daylight, and they don't think, and people up top knew. They blew his head off. Don't think that all the politicians, all the future presidents didn't know what that meant. You do what the fuck you're told to do, or your head is going to be removed from your fucking body. Understand that? So the country's all, everybody from John Kennedy on, they've all been puppets. And even Eisenhower, before Kennedy came in, Eisenhower, the president before Kennedy, told you this was coming. He said, hey, you got some shit happening. America's going to be taken over. Behind the scenes, remember I had Joby do Eisenhower's farewell address when he was leaving the presidency, and John F. Kennedy was coming in? Eisenhower told you, we're being taken over. And it's real. This was happening. They got complete control of America. That's why we're the villains now. Go ahead, Joby.
This is the only branch that can declare war on the behalf of the United States.
Exactly.
Congress is the only branch that can take the opportunity of activating.
Pause it. All the Congress is bought and paid for by is not real. So Congress still would have. Everybody, Congress is not impeaching Donald Trump right now. He's supposed to be in prison. What he did is illegal. But they're not going to do nothing because all of Congress is bought and paid for by what is not real and the Rothschild family. They own all your politicians. And when you don't do it, gas is got rid of. So we know that. All your politicians are controlled by is not all of them. All your fake black phony motherfuckers, all of them. That's why Joe, we look up who's controlled by AIPAC, all of them. All of them. So, you know, she's talking about, she's right. Congress is only can declare war, but they would have declared it. That's why they're not going to impeach him on that. They're not going to impeach Trump right now. Right now, Congress is supposed to be saying he needs to be impeached and thrown out of office. If our Constitution actually worked, because what Trump did is illegal. He doesn't have the right to declare war on nobody. The president don't got the right to declare no war. Only Congress does. And she's right. But your Congress is all fucking fake, lady. Controlled by, it's not real. Go ahead, Joe.
There's an article I was reading as she continues. It was saying that Trump becomes the first president to bomb 8 countries in a year. And they're saying if you count direct strikes plus joint war activity, some analysts are now saying that 8 countries have been bombed in President Trump's second term. When you include Palestine due to U.S. and Israel operation.
Remember, Joby, he's the peace president, though.
They're saying that the list most often cited in viral geopolitical breakdown includes Iran, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Somalia, Nigeria, Venezuela, and Palestine. The Palestine inclusion comes from the argument that Israel's strikes in Gaza are heavily backed by the U.S. intelligence weapon and strategic coordination, making it a de facto joint war environment rather than a completely separate conflict. Critics say that this framing reflects modern warfare where alliances blur lines and bombing is not always carried out by one flag alone. Supporters push back and argue only direct U.S. airstrikes should count, which would keep Palestine off the list. Either way, the debate itself shows how blood global conflicts have become as Iran escalation pulls more regions into the same orbit.
And remember, we fighting this war. Iran didn't understand we fighting this war because it's not real. Israel wants to take over that land and the resources for the Rothschild family. See, we're going to get to the real root of this, right? Go back. Rothschild family, Epstein is one compromising people with eating babies, fucking them. You know, so I told you, these videos going to be coming out of Trump doing heinous shit. Remember, Iran's got them. Iran's going to start releasing all this shit. And all the immoral white people go say, oh, so what? It doesn't matter. Because remember, they're immoral by nature. They are immoral by nature. You say, what about the humanity? They have none. Majority of them have none. They're dealing with savages. Okay? I told you they were going to go and bomb Iran, kill kids. They don't give a fuck about that. Oh, girls got killed, so what? Fuck them.
Can you
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Joe. So what you have here, right? What you have here is the generals already told his stupid ass, but they were going against is not real. The generals told him, sir, we can't fight this war because we don't have enough military equipment. We are depleted from giving all our weaponry to Ukraine for the last 4 or 5 years. We're depleted. And since now we don't have any more manufacturing hub in America, we can't replace those weapons in time. So we cannot do a sustained bombing campaign against Iran because we can't make the weapons fast enough anymore. We don't have any manufacturing, stupid. We can't make these weapons. Yes, Iran knows this. So Iran was stockpiling weapons for the last 40 fucking years. 40, because they knew Mr. White Man was going to come and see them eventually. Judge Iranians, common sense shit. They know they go, no matter what these white people tell you, remember they all we're trying to do for peace, we're trying to talk for peace, they know that's bullshit. They know it's only bullshit. They're going to come and see you because they want those minerals, and they want those resources. Remember, Europe and America is dying. They're going bankrupt. So that's why they openly tell you, we must go back into Africa and reconquer these niggas. They openly tell you that. They openly tell you that.
we're the next ones. That's what most of the people are saying. Those understand what is happening. They're saying we are the next ones. Shout out to South Africa. Some South Africans tweeting saying that I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up one day and America said we're gonna bomb these Negroes over here, because understand we have Israel, which is of course again taking over control of South Africa, Kenya,
and in Kenya, and they're in Kenya.
Yep, so we're the next ones, man. I've been telling people this, but we're the next ones. Israel is here, and bet if actually some Kenyans dare try demonstrate about the land, the 520 acre that Israel has actually bought. It's not bought or given. It's gonna be chaotic. Israel is not gonna take that bullshit. Ruto has already said yes, so who are we to say no?
Aid in order to currently move that money around for the defense bill, not Dookie Ookie Trump. Fuck. Now, this is the third time that the United States...
They always call him Dookie because they know he shits on himself. Everybody knows Trump walks around smelling like shit because he shits on himself. And that's because the young guy, Riley, said he kicked thing in Trump's ass when he was raping him and busted Trump's booty open. That's why he can't keep his doo-doo in. Remember? Yeah.
States and Israel have hit Iran. The last time was about 6 months ago, and if you skip to 8 months ago, there was a tit for tat going back and forth between Israel and Iran. And some of y'all haven't been paying attention to the rhetoric, but since January 20th of 2025, Donald Trump has been threatening Iran, so Iran has been mentally and physically getting prepared.
Yep.
Iran woke up this morning and said...
They've been getting prepared before, Trump-ass lady. They knew they were coming to see them. This is years of preparation Iran's been doing, years. They knew that they were coming to see, they thought they were coming to see when we invaded Iraq, their next door neighbor. They were getting ready then. That's 25 years ago. And even before then, they were getting ready. They knew eventually this white man was coming. They expected us to come when we invaded their next door neighbor, Iraq. And they're already coming. They're already being prepared. Like I told the Africans, get your shit ready. What is you talking about? But they are friends. They like us. They are friends. Sound like a fucking kid.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach the United States of America.
Not YouTube taking our numbers down because we're having a real talk.
Israel lesson they've never been taught before. You mean on soil? You mean on soil? The United States of America has never been hit in Kansas. We have never been hit to a point where we currently are in a safe zone of the United States of all 50 states, and all 50 states need to be of high alert. But they are. North Korea told us less than 8 months ago they took the opportunity of finishing a missile system that was able to hit Kansas. And then North Korea took the opportunity a month later of basically rewriting their contracts with Iran, their political relations, their diplomatic relations, and nobody said anything about it. Iran's not fighting this war on their own, and you haven't heard from North Korea in months. Months. No practicing of weapons, no nothing, no threats, Donald Trump. This will stay in the Middle East for a little while. However, if they move into Tehran, Iran, and they get too close to the Ayatollah or Khamenei,
like they already killed him.
Yeah, that's going to be on our soil next.
Yeah.
This is earlier. They've already killed Khamenei, lady. They killed him Saturday. They killed his whole fucking family. They killed his daughter, his son-in-law, and his granddaughter. They killed all of them.
They even killed the, I don't know if the newly appointed was a family member. That was
they killed him too. They killed the new leader. They killed the president. They killed the goddamn head of the army. They killed the head of the intelligence agency. They killed all the motherfuckers. Because they thought by killing everybody that they weren't going to be able to sustain themselves as a country. See, you do it in Africa because Africa's based on tribe. If you're in Africa fall apart. Because it's not based on meritocracy. Africa's based on goddamn nepotism. So you do any African country, it'll fall apart. Because it's not based on meritocracy. Iran is based on meritocracy. There's no fucking, you get the job because you're my cousin, and you're my family, or you're my tribe shit. You get the job because you're qualified. So that's why they can move people up to the next position and still function as a country. So all them people dying didn't do shit because they just moved the other people up who were ready to take those positions. Africa, you blow up the African leader, the whole country's fucked up because the whole country's based on nepotism and tribalism, so the shit won't work. Exactly. The whole country be blown the fuck up.
Apart from that, he's just also praying too much. I want to share this video as I excuse myself for the washroom just a minute. Then back, I'm gonna share another video of another lady explaining now what this Indian is explaining. The lady says actually most of the Africans, which I didn't know this, actually I was very surprised that most of the Africans when they leave the continent, they abandon the religion. Like they're not too religious the way they
don't abandon. They don't really abandon. They get to other places and they see that the religion is stupid because they see that other people don't do like they do in Africa, all that hopping and hollering and shit. They don't just abandon it. They see that it's not practical outside of Africa because now people have jobs and things work. So that's what they do. They don't really like abandon it. They're just not crazy no more with the shit.
Most praying continent on this planet, Earth, is Africa. Most praying. If you research and if you see. Most churches, every 600 meter or 100 meter or 1 kilometer, you will find a church. Most poorest continent is Africa. Why? Do you have an answer? We don't need churches. We don't need temples. I am pastor myself. We need schools. We need hospitals. We need industries.
Exactly.
That is where the life is. God is not telling you to build church and pray me there. You pray where you are. You need correct policies to change the people's life. By praying, if it is changed, then we cannot be poor. God says you can't just pray, you work. Make the policies. If I'm wrong, please tell me. No, you're saying the truth. It's a bitter truth. Mm-hmm. We believe that we go to church or a temple or mosque, our problem will be sorted out. No, then we cannot be
schools and hospitals.
And we have the most mineral deposit in the world.
He said, we. Ain't no we Indian man. Ain't no we. We. In their mind, he's talking about him taking over Africa. Africans still be under him because that's their culture. So don't think there's no solidarity with this Indian man.
Exactly.
Because they want Africa for themselves as well. Everybody knows Africa's the most wealthiest. So you see how Indians treat Africans in their own continent like shit.
Mm-hmm. And they have understood our mindset. That's why he can talk the way he's talking.
Exactly.
Just like I shared on Friday, you can see them now trying to even charge Kenyans or Africans. Them even.
I don't want to go, but that you make me angry. I don't even want to get these folks. Shit's crazy.
Look at the opposite. And these people outside, they don't have anything, but they are richer.
Exactly what you keep on saying. The rest of the continents are not rich the way Africa is. But look at them, they have everything. How come the continent that has everything, actually people are so poor, but people who had nothing, have nothing, are actually very rich? Africans, we need to wake up, and we need to wake up, God damn it. We need to wake up.
They see the opportunities here. There is no churches like what we have. Mm-hmm. That means not that they are not Christian. No. They are Christian. They do pray. But the priority is not only the prayer and praying and then you come out. No. The priority is to build the churches, so build the industries, promote the employment, reduce your deficits by creating that investments. Schools, education, science, technology.
I don't know if this is true, but it says I have closed over 6,000 churches and mosques in my country. And I'm now demanding a theology degree for every religious leader. Stop playing with people's faith and making it a business. See, this can work in Rwanda. It can't work in Nigeria because...
Nigeria, goddamn. Nigerians are out there, Muslims demonstrating about U.S. attack on Iran. They are on the street as we talk. They are demonstrating. And I'm looking. The question is because their faith is that. And I'm talking about your goofy fucking religion. The Iranians are racist as fuck to you too, stupid. But they're my brother, and Allah, double. And why the Iranians help your ass with the Sudanese getting blown up by the U.S.? So they're only fighting themselves because they're only fighting against UAE because UAE is coming against them. They're not helping your ass. But you they would Allah like me because you fucking moronic Africans and your fucked up religious minds. That's why you're puppets. For your fake Christianity and your fake Allah. The Iranians don't give a fuck about you. I'm gonna explain this to you. Iranians are racist as fuck. That's in their culture because they're not original Persians.
They are Aryans, and they know they're from the Caucasus Mountains. They migrated down and took over that part what we call Persia, renamed it Iran. The original Persians are African people, not these motherfuckers. They are invaders. That's why you still see the original Persians, the Africans, still there, but you never see them. You see all the white people. That's what you see. The Iranians are racist as fuck. Let me explain it to you again, so you understand it. So there could be religion that Allah haven't made them, has not made them not be racist towards your black ass. Ain't it funny? All the fake religions ain't taught them not to be racist. Your fake Allah, your fake Christianity, because I'm telling you, they're all fake. You know why they're fake, stupid? They want this to burn. You moronic ass niggas worshiping these fake religions. These religions are all new, stupid. That's why you're not to know any real history. Fucking idiots. You don't know any real history. How can this be the word of God and they're all new to the planet? Christianity is new. Islam is even newer than Christianity. How can it be the fucking word of any God? Because you're stupid. You're idiotic. You're a moron. That's why you're kept uneducated. That's why you got school fees throughout Africa to keep you stupid, over religious. Out there, hey, they are brothers in Allah. The Iranians will have your black ass in their household on your hands and knees, wiping their toilets and smacking in your motherfucking head.
A lot of, at least in the North, for a lot of theologians, a lot of theologians, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, in the North, imams, and yeah, they got degrees. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, all of these Muslim countries, Dubai, they fund them. They send them, they give them scholarships to go study Wahhabism in Saudi Arabia and Syria and Yemen.
And that's about power, I told you. Same way they do with the Muslims, they know that's power, soft power. Fuck up this dumbass nigga's mind. Same way they do with the Christianity. Taking these stupid ass Christian schools so you be close now to your white European masses. And you goddamn other Africans with that Allah shit, you're closer with your white Arab bastards. It ain't funny, they both practice slavery against your stupid ass. Ain't it funny? Both of them. See, this is the problem with African people. Like I told you about myself, a lot of y'all gonna have to die. I agree with that. A lot of Africans, you're gonna take dirt naps. For Africans to progress, too many of you are too fucked up in the head. You're gonna take dirt. You're gonna do Mao Zedong. Mao murdered 300 million Chinese whose minds were fucked up. 300 million he murdered their ass. He murdered them because your mind's fucked up. And you got to go. You worship white people too much. That's what Mao said. You worship white people too much. You worship these white people. And we can't have that. You worship their goofy religions. Remember, they were trying to come up with the Christianity in China. Yeah, you worship these white people. You're dangerous to Chinese. We'll never progress. We're not going to be no motherfucking slaves no more. You got to go. So Mao murdered 300 million Chinese. You got to get the dirt nap, nigga. And sadly, that's got to happen in Africa too. It's got to. Because you motherfuckers are too far gone. You're too dangerous. Your allegiance is with people that can't stand African people because of your fucked up religion. Your goddamn allegiance are with non-African people who hate us because of your religion. Go ahead, Joe.
They all have degrees. So this is not going to work. Fuck your degree. You just got, if you want to work, if you want to change this in Nigeria, you just got to use the Chinese system. And
exactly. Oh, I ain't seen this thing. What? See, he went to China. I never seen this video. I ain't never seen this video in my life. I said, you're going to go to China. You got to do China. Let me see what he says. And you got to start doing what I said. You got to do China. I'm sorry. Joey's daddy and stepmom, they got to go. Go ahead, Joey. Yeah.
The state regulates religion. The state, you cannot be bigger than, because right now, there are pastors that to vote right now in Nigeria, or if to win an election, you need certain pastors and certain imams. If they don't come out and vote for you, it's over. That means you're bigger than the state.
It's crazy.
You can never be bigger than the state.
The most.
Yep. So literally, so Africans, we need to change. But listen to this lady too. Let me share her video. What she gets to.
I just read something funny that unfortunately makes a lot of sense, and I know it's going to trigger some people, but just listen with an open mind. It says, when Africans go abroad, they stop being religious because the government systems there provide 90% of their prayer.
I said, exactly. I just told you. I didn't sit. I said because the systems work. Africa doesn't work because it's all corrupt, fucked up, nepotism, tribalism. So when they leave Africa, they say, "God damn, shit actually work. I can go get a goddamn passport. It won't take me a year. I get it in a day. Shit works. I can go and do this and it work. Shit works. So I don't need to pray to God to get shit done because shit works."
Exactly.
The truth in this statement is mind-blowing as well as amusing. Because
I was amused. I'm not gonna lie. I was amused when I listened to it. I was like, what? Hold on. What? Like,
because it accurately depicts the
I know Africans carry their Bible everywhere, god damn it, even when they're traveling. Shit.
situation in our continent. Let us be honest. Most of the things we pray for are basic needs. Many of our prayer points stem from infrastructural inefficiencies as well.
That's what I said. I told you, it's things that work. Shit don't work in Africa because it's made not doing these puppets don't make it work. Shit works in the rest of the world. It actually works. Don't need to be praying to some made-up God. The shit works. I can do that. The roads work. Yeah, the roads work. I can go from here to there without drowning because some flood happens. I don't have to pray to God. Hey, pray. Can I get a road that won't kill me? Can I pray? The lights actually stay on. I ain't got to pray to God. Say, please, God, keep the lights on today. The lights are going to be on.
When people go to developed countries, they realize that most of the things they've been praying for are easily available. But here in Africa, we pray for them because we don't have them. Our demons are not evil spirits. They just corrupt people that we have.
Exactly. Corruption. Exactly. Demons. It's the demons. No, it's because you're tribal, you're backward, and you're moron. You got morons in there, and you're cowardly. Why shit don't work? Like I just said, you got everything in Africa, why you poor? Everything's in Africa, why you poor? Why shit don't work? Why you tribal? Why haven't in Africa you developed the common sense to say, hey, to analyze some shit, you know what? This religion doesn't work, and this tribal shit don't work. And you would change that. That's why everybody says you have low IQs and you're stupid. Because you have a simple analysis. You wouldn't defend tribalism. You would see that it doesn't work. And shout out to that. And most Africans that lead it, they say, man, that tribal shit don't work. That's why they abandoned it. You know, motherfucker call themselves a tribe outside of Africa? Because they know this shit don't work. In Africa, you think you really, hey, this tribal shit, it just don't work. It doesn't make any sense. But you haven't. Everybody say your IQ's fucked up. You don't want praying, you're praying and you got tribalism. What? Go ahead.
We are the religion you have because of where we are born. And the reason why people are less religious and they travel abroad is because the things that we pray and fast for here are easily provided there. Things like jobs. Jobs are available there.
I said jobs. You know, I said jobs. Exactly. I told you, and I said jobs. Jobs are going to be available everywhere in the world except Africa. Africa hasn't been creating any jobs. You know, Africa come to America, but they get mad. There's so many jobs. There's so many opportunities, man. There's so many jobs. There's no jobs in Africa. You guys got so many jobs. You don't take advantage.
I was seeing a video of some Kenyans who I think have relocated to abroad, that is US,
Yeah.
literally to be specific. I think for a minute. So they were showing Kenyans, because most of the Africans, to be specific, we love assuming because an African or because you come from the States, the moment you hear someone is in the States, you're like, oh gosh, yeah, I'm gonna scam them money. I'm gonna be getting all the money. You don't understand how life hard is there. So it was actually showing us how it was actually a she. I think they're couples, but she was the one who was being seen on the lady was the one who was being seen on the camera. So she showed us $3,000, and then she was calculating that.
Her bills. I said she was showing her bills. And at the end of the day, at the bill, she had like $20.
Opinions on the comment section were actually being shocked, being honest, because yes, personally, because I being on this platform.
When you know, G-Bill's platform. Yes, if you can find that video. You know, because you've seen it, because you've been on this platform. So you know.
Opinions were being shocked because, again, there's that lack of understanding how life is in the States. You're lied to. As much as there are opportunities, also life ain't cheap. I think that's also a caution.
No, exactly. It's hard. You get a job, doesn't mean you can pay for your life. You got jobs that don't pay you enough, and all your job does like a month ago when we added up all them bills, Joe. We had the health care, the Netflix, the car insurance, the rent. We added all that shit up. You ain't got no money for all that shit, Joe. You broke.
It's crazy.
If you're qualified, you get a job. The government knows that it's responsibility to provide essential services, and they're not doing you a favor. But in Africa, we need to pray for these things. The reason that this statement got me chuckling is because Africans, we defend religion even more than those who brought religion here.
Yeah. Well,
I understand that religion is a very emotive topic, and that is why I started with a rider. Just look at it with an open mind. In developed countries, things like the basic needs are easily available. When it comes to sickness, it's not only rare, but there's also systems in place that work. You don't need to camp at an office for weeks for just a simple government document. You reach a destination on time because
I told you,
invested in that.
I told you, see, you have to take a year to get a passport. You get your passport at the end of the day. You go in there, they make it, they give it to you. You just give them the money. You got infrastructure, you got roads. You don't take fucking 20 hours to get the fucking from Nairobi to Mombasa.
Crazy. If I'm trying to find that
interferes. Now, here's the thing. This is not to demonize the continent. This is just to show that it's all a matter of perspective. The fact that we're in Africa means that we are less able as compared to other developed countries. Now, food for thought. Do you agree with this statement or not? And I know it's going to generate some hate because this is religion, and religion is very emotive. Please let me know what you think. Bye.
Yeah, so literally we need to do, how do I say, we need to hold accountable our system. Like, and again, we're so weak to even do that. We're really
exactly. You see when Joey showed me that bridge 2 years ago, a bridge cost all them billions of dollars. If the Kenyans go and goddamn raid the office and say, where's my mom? We got a real bridge. The corruption to keep up was only now. The Gen Z are now finally awakening. Said enough is enough. The corruption in Africa is so crazy where shit don't get done.
Exactly.
The money's there, shit they won't build it. They'll just steal all the money because they know there's never been no accountability in Africa.
Corruption, tribalism over religion, literally, again, nepotism. It's a whole lot of things, literally, that don't make Africa work. And then add the leaders, of course, who have.
That's why I gotta go to China, right? And China, and remember, Mao Zedong didn't start with the poor. He started with his leaders, the people that controlled the country underneath him. Those people. He didn't start with the poor. Mao Zedong started with the people that were in power. You said all the corrupt goddamn officials. And you got to get this. He said you got to get this work.
That's what I was saying. There's a Kenyan who has been abducted because of exposing the government what it does in Kenya, especially Ruto. This guy, shout out to him, man. I've never seen such confidence, but this generation is crazy. He first went to the State House. He was looking for Ruto. So he went actually very humble. He went to the State House. Then I think, of course, he was stopped at the entrance, told Ruto is not there. Then he was directed to where Ruto is. Then he went there. He found Ruto was not there. Like, he's that committed. And he left a message. He told Ruto, I am coming to ensure you get the fuck out of the State House. Those are his words. I'm coming to ensure you get the fuck out.
He's got that's his right as a Kenyan citizen. That's in your constitution. That's his right. But see, they're used to Kenyans and other Africans. Oh, you're supposed to be humble. Don't say that. Ooh, you're supposed to keep your mouth shut and allow people to keep fucking over you. That's the African, sadly, that's been African tradition. Keep your mouth shut. Let people treat you all fucked up. And it's okay. And then pray. And then pray to Jesus.
Let me find this video as I shared this one, because it was actually...
there's an awakening happening. You're not going to, like I said, you should be scared of you fake officials. Your children and your children's children are not going to go for your bullshit. There's an awakening happening. Sorry.
So let me share this. I love this content. I was even shocked because I didn't know his videos had gone viral. His videos had gone viral. Then someone tagged the DCI.
That's why they came and got him, because his videos went viral.
Someone tagged the DCI, then telling them, DCI, you need to come and arrest this one. Then he went ahead and said, you are the reason why Kenya is a problem. You're the reason why, because you're tagging the DCI and I'm trying to talk about your issues as a Kenyan. You're very dumb. And I can't understand you guys are still dumb. Religion, the politicians are controlling you to the point you can't really critically think. Oh my shit. Let me share this. So this is the Kenyan lady explaining how, of course, $3,000, which is 386,000 Kenyan shillings. God damn, do you know what I'll do with that money? Oh gosh. Oh, it's easily depleted from bills.
Time for paying bills. Right? Leo niko na madollars hapa. Nataka niwaonyeshe madoo. Kama hujawahi dollars.
See, and that's what she making a month, $3,000. I couldn't survive off that shit in a week.
Damn.
A week. I was saying that. How much you think you guys get paid a week, Joe? Week? Paying all you guys, paying my bills, paying for everything. She's talking about a month. It comes much more than $3,000 a week for me.
That's a lot. Shit.
Alafu moja tu ni ngapi?
Shout out to you, Gabe, shout out to you for keeping everything together and running down.
Hii ni $100. Hii nikikutumia hii moja tu ni 12,000.
Hapa?
Babe, sasa acha tupange bills zetu. Acha tuanzie rent.
Rent?
Yeah, rent yetu inafanya ngapi? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And you guys that think she's making a lot of money, $3,000 a month in America, you're broke as fuck. She's starving. Yeah.
Shit, that's crazy.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
I told you, Joe, when we did it, to just live average, you got to make at least over $10,000 a month. She's only at 3. She's impoverished.
Yeah, I remember that math last year on one of the shows. So our rent is $1,800.
Damn, she's already broke. $1,800. So that means she only got $1,200 left. So wait, let's go see. That's not cool. Electric bill, groceries, all for just her. Go ahead.
Hii ni rent tu.
She's with her husband.
Oh shit.
Ni $100. Imefika 1,800. Hii ni rent tu. Shika hivi babe. Hiyo rent imeenda.
I don't know. She's surviving with $3,000, but she's starving like a motherfucker.
So hii ni 200.
And you have some goofy Africans. Send money back home to us, please. I'm not sending you shit. I'm broke.
$200 for electricity. God
See?
damn.
That's shit. You talking about? You just heard that damn. You told Michelle's $800. Mine. Jim was like, mine in Florida. If I turn the heat, I don't know if she got $200. That's cheap. Me, Right? If I just throw my damn heat on my electric bill, it goes up to like $250, $300 a month. So I'm glad the winter is almost over. With my and remember, I'm not home. So if I'm only home like maybe 2 days a week, right? My electric bill is like $130 a month. I don't even be fucking home. Go ahead, Joby.
Crazy.
Hey, America maisha maji ni ngapi?
Maji no hatulipi maji.
Hatulipiangi maji, si ndio?
What about your transportation? Are you catching a bus? You guys got a car. I'm gonna try.
So that is for gas and she said gas and what?
Wi-Fi.
Gas and Wi-Fi. That is $100.
$100.
And that's pretty cheap for gas and Wi-Fi. Kind of Wi-Fi they got, that's pretty cheap. Shit, my internet bill alone, my internet bill alone is $130 damn dollars. I know they only got $100 and gas.
Shopping. Tuweke 400 for this.
And pause it. That might be, so that's the internet bill. I don't know how much is the phone bill, because we're gonna do that. Remember, because we got internet on our phones too. Yep. My phone bill is like $79 a month, and my internet bill at home was like $100. So the gas probably like $200 damn dollars with just internet and phone. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, $400 for shopping. That is groceries and all that.
Yeah.
So there you go. So you got $400. I think that's cheap. But two of them for a month, they get away with $400 or two. And I guess that's about right. Because my grocery bill, I'm by myself. I only buy groceries on the weekend. And so, because I'm not even eating all on the times I'm usually eating out because I'm away from the house, right? So when I come home and I buy a little to nothing, my groceries bill is usually like $70 from Walmart. That's $130. That's $260. $140 for 2 weeks, and then for $140, then do another $140. So my bill by myself is almost $300. How the fuck are they surviving? They home every day on just $400. They must be some cheap ass shit. Because mine is $300 for me, for just me. There's this $400. Man, they go into a good grocery store and buy some cheap shit. Go ahead, Joe.
Gas ni ngapi? 200
a week.
Imebaki 300.
So they have remained with $300, literally only $300.
Just to survive. I don't believe they got $300 to make it to the month. They got $300 to a month in America. I don't know how you surviving with that left over. And you got your goofy people calling you. We need money back in the village. You better go suck a dick.
Mafuta ya gari. Nini? So imebaki 300.
Yeah, and they need to fuel the car with that 300 too, literally.
See? I thought so. They got fuel to call up. They don't got no money left over. So if any kind of emergency, they're done. Because they're surviving on $3,000 a month. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you make it through $3,000 a month. And you guys know in the chat room, I'm telling the truth. How the fuck are you surviving? See, in Africa, ooh, that's a lot of money. It ain't. $3,000 a month? Shit. No way I can make it. No way.
On the last video of today and conversation, I'm going to share this video of this guy. So I'm going to translate what he's saying. And then I think there's some reaction of people because people are demanding his release because nobody knows where he is. All he did is just create light to the people. He was just exposing what the government is not doing. But
and that's his right to do it. That's how you don't live in a fake democracy. That's his right. That's his right to do this.
DCI hii ni upuzi. Mzee, unaitia nani DCI? Unaitia nani DCI? DCI ni kusema nini? Niwe nauliza DCI ni kusema nini?
I wish you guys could hear Swahili. He said it in, he's so confident. Oh my God. Oh shit.
What is he saying?
So first he made this I don't know if I can find his first video. He went to where Ruto is putting up all these affordable housing projects, right? And he exposed, or it is, he said this is all a scam. You guys are being lied to. These are concentration camps. These are 15-minute cities. You guys are being put up.
He knows it. See, he knows 15-minute cities is a scam. Exactly. He knows it.
It is going back to slavery without you guys understanding Naruto's regime, how politicians use religion to scam you guys to make it they're good people, but they're really diabolic people. So literally, so someone tagged the DCI, that is the DCI, literally the DCI. The DCI, and then they said he should be arrested because he's talking nonsense. So he went ahead and made a video of the guy who said the DCI should come and arrest him. Then he said, "It's so sad to see that you're
because
a Kenyan."
He's talking nonsense. You can't arrest him for things. You must, in a real country, he can't be arrested and say what he wanted to say because he's talking nonsense. That ain't got shit to do with it. It's supposed to be a free country. I got the right freedom of speech. But see, in Africa, you don't. That's the scare because all your countries are corrupt and controlled by white people. You understand this?
They said this is misuse of expression of
that is not. How's it misuse? That's my right. See, so anything you don't like is misuse. So you don't like what I'm saying now, but you're not crazy that sounds. It's misuse because you don't like the fuck I'm saying.
It's crazy. So he first calls out democracy, which is a fake scam. There's nothing like democracy.
It's not. Exactly. It's fake. That's what they're using Africa, so they keep African people underdeveloped. We must have democracy. We must be able to put our puppets in there. Democracy. That's the reason why you don't develop Africa. The puppets are to make sure you don't develop and take your resources and use them for you.
Exactly. That is so true. He says politicians like stupid people, and that's why they use religion to carry you all stupid.
He's right. He's absolutely right. That's what it's used for. That's why it's there.
When you say the truth, they come for you like they did to him. So he understands all this. That's why when you talk the truth, try to educate people about what they do, they'll come for you, telling you differently.
Exactly. That's the truth.
He said he's not scared of death, so let them come for him.
But it's all right. But see, I'm saying, I told you, he's the youth. You're going to have too many of these people, Kenyan, coming up in the next 20 years. You got too many of him, and you're going to be overthrown. This is what Africa's been told. This is what's going to happen. I tell you, bootlicks are going to get this Chinese work. It's coming to you. You're going to have too many of him. It's not confidence. He's not a coward. This is bravery. He's not a coward. And so you're going to have a bunch of kids, you have a bunch of Africans that are not cowards anymore. Problem with Africa, while you're poor, you've been cowards. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I can see the reaction of most of the people are addressing his confidence because, damn, his confidence is way above. So apparently it's been released, but they have his phone. That is according to this video. Let's
huyu msee anaitwa Menelik Kimani. Huyu ni yule alikuwa na threatening government.
He can buy another phone. Shit.
GMDC
You don't realize. You're not gonna realize people gonna raise money to get him a phone. You fucking dummies.
Sasa ametengeneza akaunti nyingine, anasema aliachiliwa Friday na anasema simu yake ile ilikuwa na hiyo akaunti iko na DCI, wanachunguza bado na ameshaingia kwa online. Sasa huyu jamaa shida yake ni gani?
Yeah, hakuna shida. Sasa see, this is the problem with Kenyans. See, this is another idiot saying that the fact that it's been released, now he needs to keep quiet. No, he has created another.
He needs to keep quiet. See, exactly. Because he just named a coward. You just named a coward. The coward. You need to keep quiet. That's a coward.
President William Ruto, ignore me at your own risk.
This is him.
Ignore me at your own risk. I ask for a challenge between me and your government. And mtoto akililia wembe, mpe. Mr. President, in Kikuyu we say, gari etale naba ne ya muisi, which means a car without number plates belongs to a thief.
Yeah.
Let me introduce myself. I am Menelik, son of King Solomon, son of King David. We are the royal blood, chosen and anointed by the Creator of heaven and earth. We do not beg for power, we take it by force. Mr. President, a real king doesn't come from the ballot box. A real king comes from the battlefield. Democracy have raised weak kings who have come into power through lies and fooling the poor. Politics is an entertainment for the poor. People elect not leaders, but the ones who entertain them the best. The voting system is over. From the battlefield, there shall come the real king. I was born to liberate black people all over the world, and the time is now. The Lord of hosts have heard their cry. Black people are the original Jews, and it's time to liberate them. The lies always last for a while, but the truth...
That's true, kid, but the Jews are still fake too. You don't know the black people are the original Jews, but the Jews was a fake religion.
Yeah, he is so confident and knows what he's talking about. It's just that his mind is a little bit directed towards
the religion.
Yeah, but he's really out there telling Kenyans what they need to know, and that's what's up. So if he's been released, that is good. He can continue making content. It's according to the democracy, this is a country where we can express ourselves, right? If democracy
exactly, that's your right. That's what.
Express ourselves, talk about and address things that don't interest us, don't benefit us, but we can't just talk also at the same time, because just like that lady has said, we're gonna keep on talking, praying while nothing changes. And then when we go to other countries, we're gonna act like, oh, we don't give a shit about religion. I don't Bible. I don't do that. And I know some Africans, I think I don't know. I don't do that. I'm not pretendian. But some Africans I've seen pretendians personally. Someone who can just shift a character when they're somewhere else, trying to fit in. Because
they don't really shift. They see it's not necessary. I agree with that lady. They see shit works. So why am I doing all this goofy praying when shit already works? That's what happens. It's not like them shifting personality. There's no reason to pray for shit was already working.
To fit in. To fit in, because also, let's say if I come to where you are and there's a bunch of people who understand what is happening, then I come there. Have you guys prayed for lunch? Let's pray before we have lunch. You're gonna be looking at me crazy, like, pray before we have lunch, because that's Africans. We pray before every meal. I don't, but we used to, breakfast, lunch. You gotta say thank you, God, for providing this food because other people don't have it and all that. So if you see maybe someone giving you a certain eye, you're like, something I'm not supposed to be saying this year. So tomorrow I'm not gonna say that. I'll go, we eat. Some
people in America still pray before they eat. They still do it. They might not do it as much, but it's still done. It's still done. It's as much. I don't do no praying before I eat. It's big. I don't beg the SpongeBob. I'm good.
I'm not bad. But much love, family. That's where I'm gonna wrap it up. I've taken literally the hour off. She's not in, so I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Shout out to Byron Scott, John Mosquito, Sister Michelle for joining us, and to the amazing silent listeners, those who shall be catching this on a replay, kindly leave your comment behind, like, subscribe. That helps us also to reach other people to get this information, and maybe let us know if you want us to discuss something that we haven't on the comment section. Personally, I do check the comments, so feel free to leave your comments behind. So much love, peace.
Tonight we're gonna talk about that Iran war tonight, guys. Didn't do no show this weekend. Didn't do no show this weekend either. So fuck it.
We're coming just in a few for the Rhythm Scoop Show. Catch me, Shmani, and Kamlesh for the Rhythm Scoop Show. Peace.